Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the show. This is episode 118. Make some noise there. We
What's going
still
on?
alive. I'm good over here. Just like I say, dabbling into the markets, seeing what news been popping off this last week, and it's a little bit excitement, a little bit low key, about the same, but
Yeah.
nothing more excited than when we see the price going up, right?
Yeah. It seems like right now it's mostly just builder focused. Everybody's, just back to talking about the kind of the starting point of like, attracting developers, attracting things into the ecosystem. Not so much hype around. I think NFTs had a little, start of a pump, but NFTs and crypto tokens specifically both have just been kind of, flat down,
Yep.
just pretty much trading sideways, boring zone, not really the banana zone that everybody thought we were going to be in at this point. But there's still hope, right? I mean, elections historically for Bitcoin, at least speaking in price, after the elections have resolved. So this will be, later in the year after November, December, and into the spring. Bitcoins at least, during those the cycle of where the halving and whatnot, those years the price has started its sharpest part of the run. So there's still hope that this winter there could definitely be some movements. But it's still yet to be seen. And I'm still pretty much for Bitcoin's sake. Like if you're someone who holds solely Bitcoin and that's all you're doing, I'll share this screen. There is one chart that I'm watching, right? And it's this one. If you're just watching Bitcoin, and it's the Pi Cycle Top Indicator. If you want it, DM me. I can send it over to you. But looking at it right now, you got the orange line and the green line, and historically, Bitcoin's price is when it's ever fell below the orange line, right? Which we're currently right now just trending, below it. It's either during a bear market or it's after a mid-cycle top, which that's what we saw back here in 2019. We saw that mid-cycle top, and then it kind of traded below it. Obviously, it got above it, and then you had the flash crash when COVID happened, which sent it back under it, but only briefly before it reclaimed it, and then it was off to the races to set the new all-time high. And then if you go back to the last cycle, obviously you didn't really have it after the bear market ended. You didn't really have it go under. It just kind of bounced on it all the way up to the top until there was new all-time highs. I think that's what a lot of people were thinking was going to happen here. But instead, we kind of look like really we've just been trading sideways for the most part and down, but not really, any drastic moves down. It's just kind of been trading sideways. And I think that's where we're kind of like repeating a mid-cycle top like we saw before. And it's yet to be seen where this bottom will form. But, I think it's still very likely that once we do reclaim it, we're going to get above that green line. And right now, that green line is sitting right at like 102,000. So that is where I would suspect the price of Bitcoin to go if we do get a rally after the elections into this winter above 100K. I don't know how far above 100K, but just like you're looking at that 2017 run where it just kind of just bounced along that orange line all the way. You could see some 20%, 15% pullbacks, as Bitcoin runs during that time. So I wouldn't expect it just a clean shot to 100K, but, running to 80K and then falling back a little bit, run to 100 to 110K, fall back a little bit, and then maybe it sets a new all-time high at like 140 or something crazy. That's kind of
What,
my thoughts.
that's a great breakdown. What's the yellow line?
So that's the orange line. What I was talking about.
Orange. Okay,
Yeah.
not
Sorry.
not the green.
Yeah. So the orange line is the 111-day moving average of Bitcoin, and then
Okay.
the green line is the 350-day moving average times 2. So that's why. And the thing is, like this indicator, when this cross has happened, right, every single time, it has called the top of Bitcoin's price literally to the week that it happened. So that's the reason why I'm following this one. And I like I said, if you're someone who holds Bitcoin only and you're looking to swing this one, and honestly, even Ethereum, right, the two main ones, because they kind of trend and trade pretty close together in the bull runs. This is a chart that I would definitely have on my radar, would be using, because once you get above that green line, you're usually not above it that long before the top is in. Maybe a couple more months of bullishness, and that could be the steepest, which means, like I said, it could come within, once it breaks above it, it could be within a month to 3 months. The top is in, and then we're settling back into a longer, prolonged bear market. But that's definitely one side, one chart I'm watching. There was one other. Let me stop sharing this one. There was one other, thing I saw that was kind of interesting for Ethereum, not really Bitcoin. And this is just on, let's see here. Where is it? Entire screen. I guess I don't know how to actually share this one. I'm down to one monitor and it's killing me.
Or put it in the private chat and then I can share it.
Well, I don't know if there we go. Let me see if this works now. I had to just open it up as a brand new window, but let me see if I can make this bigger. Is it still showing?
Yeah, it's showing.
All right, sweet. So this was obviously the kind of the big megaphone looking pattern that Ethereum has created ever since it broke out, right? And descending broadening wedge is kind of what a lot of people might call this one. This pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 would be the breakout. And right now, Ethereum is literally sitting on the cusp of breaking further down. And obviously, if it breaks through here, I mean, you're easily going to get 1,800, possibly lower. If it holds,
that would suck.
But it could be a flash, right? You could get one of these dirty wicks that come, and we've seen this before, in stuff like this. You get these, these wicks that kind of drop down really low before the big pulse that just shoots right back up through. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a flash down to 1,800 if we get some crazy news one day. But I will say there is, as long as it continues to hold, this is on the weekly time frame, there is currently another bullish cross on the stochastic RSI. And obviously I have those labeled here as well with all these other vertical lines. Most of the time, these crosses tend to, give a couple weeks bullish momentum, to say the least. So we could be looking at this is bottomed out. It's ready to run. And we could see Ethereum. I mean, if we change to maybe a larger time frame, like the monthly, not looking great. I'll say that. If you look at the monthly,
no, not at all. It's headed down.
Still has room to fall, right? It could definitely fall. But at the same time, if you look way back here, you had it fall close to where it's at now before reversing. And obviously right here is where it bottomed and it was definitely not done running. And that's where I'm saying, like, you could, it doesn't take much to get this last impulse wave to really take off. So on the higher time frames, there's a possibility for a reversal. Looking at lower time frames, really, I mean, this is if you're a day trader, swing trader, and whatnot, you're kind of just hoping to get a bounce, I would say, off of this support. You could even honestly drag that down a little bit more and say, you know what, you got a little bit further to go. Maybe 2,100 might be a better option to really, search. But like I said, I would say 2,100 to maybe 1,800 is the sweet zone if you're probably watching Ethereum for a swing trade, at least to get in. Obviously, if you're a long-term holder, these prices are probably great, but regardless,
by the dip.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing out here as far as the two top dogs. And then obviously once you get past those, you get to Solana and XRP and everything else. It's kind of like they're waiting to see what Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to do.
Yeah, that's a great breakdown. I definitely think it is about, again, as always, what Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to do. Unfortunately, we haven't seen an all-time high of Ethereum so far in this, I guess, cycle since 2022. So it's very interesting. Yeah. And to see Ethereum is still growing, is still number 2 blockchain by, billions
market
and billions.
Cap,
by market cap. And I'll probably say usage and everything else. GM Chase Campbell, GM. So it's very interesting. Let's pull up some of these other price charts real quick on CoinGecko this time. We're going to go CoinGecko right now. All right. Let's see where we at. So the market cap is still, overall crypto still over 2 trillion. We got Bitcoin still above 1 trillion. That's always a positive sign. And then you can see, I like CoinGecko because it does show the 7, 24, and the 1 hour all on one screen without clicking. So shout out to CoinGecko. But yeah, see the two top dogs down roughly 8% apiece. So that puts
and I would say, looking at Bitcoin's current price, I still think that if we do get one more flush out, or if the market continues to trade sideways down until the elections of where we get a bottoming out and then start to run, I could definitely see Bitcoin entering back into the 40K range. I don't really know how low it would go, but I could definitely see that happening before we get that really big bounce to where Bitcoin just starts to really take off and move higher. And then you got, like I say, everything else is really just, it's nothing burgers right now. I mean, you could say Solana, but there's Solana is still very manipulated. Most everything is, especially in the top 100. So it's all going to follow for the most part behind Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still impressed with B&B because, you know, CZ, I guess, is in like a halfway house or something like that, which means he's in transition to being a free man again, out on bail, right? So when CZ get back throwing those fours out, you never know what could happen.
Maybe that's what's waiting for this bull market to kick off. It's just waiting for CZ to get out of jail.
I know. Well, 4 months would suck, but that's better than what Sam Bankman-Fried or Do Kwon or some of those other guys have received. You know, football numbers. I don't know what's going on with Do Kwon, but last time I checked, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's the next, big name to get locked up. Probably I mean, I feel like everybody's always throwing shade that Tron's going to be the next one, but who knows?
Tron.
Justin Sun, is that his name?
Yeah, I think Justin Sun. Yeah. Let's see what Chase says. As with most years, I feel like the crypto market is that Green Day song, "Wake Me Up in September."
I know, right? It's
That's
true.
a good one, Chase.
September is historically one of the worst months for
Classic.
Bitcoin price action. So I wouldn't be excited. You know, obviously buyers should be excited about September because you're probably, like I said, you could get Bitcoin back in the 40K range, possibly Ethereum 1800 or lower. That's what my targets would be if you're looking to get the perfect entries or the really good ones, I would say. But yeah, I'm not expecting fireworks until after the elections. That's just my thoughts, especially because the elections still are going to be pretty dependent upon what the markets do. Because you got to think if Trump gets elected, I would say the chances are he has definitely been more pro crypto in his stances and a lot of his policies that he says. So there's a chance that's what ignites the run, right? Maybe Gary Gensler gets fired, Elizabeth Warren gets replaced by John Deaton. You have a flood of crypto pro people in positions, and you see this mega cycle crypto bull market just take off. But then the counterpart to that is Kamala Harris wins, and she not only keeps Gensler in, but elevates him to an even higher spot. And you just get a massive crackdown on crypto that really just destroys a lot of the industry just because of liquidity not being able to funnel in. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. So I think if you are pro crypto, you probably do want a Trump to win, but it also sucks because you may not like him for various other reasons, and you don't want you don't want him to be
and we know with both of these candidates, they'll say whatever to get your vote, and then when the time comes down to it, I tried, guys.
Yeah, I don't like either of the candidates.
Me either.
You're
gonna have one of them.
It's the system we're stuck in. So
so I forgot. We'll say this: Toncoin was the next guy to get arrested. Crypto founders. Yeah. So Ton, his was, I think, because of crazy things going on in Telegram, France took him out. But so we'll see what happens with him. I guess he was a citizen of there and also Russia, so it could be all kind of different plays that they're coming at him. But yeah, so free all the crypto bros, free everybody, and then there's bigger scammers out there in the TradFi system right there. But anyway, so the top coins here, they all definitely down on the week, as expected, as we said.
Yeah, we saw the big bust in Nvidia. I think that was one of the bigger ones that fell, that caused a lot of the stock market to fall, which caused a lot of fears and other big assets like Bitcoin, which obviously you're going to see a bigger cascade in all the altcoins. Where's Algorand at? Is it still in the top 75? We're still sitting in this like 60, 70 range.
We'll see that. And they got that new logo too. Shout out to MJ.
Yeah. I saw everybody tweeting at him. It doesn't really make much difference in the.
This is CoinGecko.
This is CoinGecko. Yeah. They changed it on CoinMarketCap to make it more seeable in the dark mode. But 72, and this is CoinGecko, so that means you have all the staked Ethereum. So 72 is not horrible. It probably means you're without all the staked ETH and stuff. You're probably sitting in the top 60s somewhere.
Let's see.
Yeah,
60, on CoinMarketCap.
Right at 60.
So 60.
59, almost moving 59. Back into the top 50 spot. And that's that also is the logo, the updated logo there. Or wait, is this CoinMarketCap?
This CoinMarketCap.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So that's the
I'm not in dark mode.
Yeah. But you can tell. But so that's kind of where we're sitting at.
Yeah, so things are getting interesting, definitely. But I think right now, so let's talk about builders real quick. Let me pull these two things up. So when we talk about builders, also we're over here. We're big fans of base as well. So let me pull it up.
Most of my bags are still sitting in some base plays, waiting for the bull market to turn around.
Yeah, so I saw Jesse Pollock, if that's how you say it, right?
Hmm.
Shout out to Jesse. But yeah, he's pushing base. He's that guy that's out there in the media doing all the campaigns and whatnot, and that's what his job is, right? But on-chain kit is something that I've seen that they've been promoting recently. Build your on-chain apps with ready-to-use React components and TypeScript utilities. So they have a whole platform. And we know we talked to Moonwell founder as well, several months ago. They got the smart wallets out finally. They got gasless transactions. So their angle is a little bit different. And I remember when Jesse was saying he don't call things dApps anymore. It's about
Hmm.
being just applications, regular
Yeah.
startups that happen to be using blockchain. So they're following through with all of this here. And then they have all these scripts and things that you can directly pull up into your apps. You see identities, frames,
Yeah.
frames on Warpcast. So it looks like there's a lot of support. They have a lot of grants and things happening. So they have the
Yeah.
on-chain kit, and they're definitely making waves there. And then you got Algorand's focusing on building as well as the Algorand people know that watch this show. You got the Algo kit, which is John Woodsman pushing the maker builders over there developing this. The Algorand framework for developers, and we know they're using Python,
Yeah.
right? Python,
Which I
yeah,
think is going to be that's pretty huge because Python's obviously one of the top programming languages in the world. So if they can really tap into that ecosystem and get tons of more developers developing
yeah,
on blockchain, that's huge.
yeah. So I think in terms of, like we said, the builders are building right now. That's what they're working on, because at the end of the day, if you do keep focus on price, what you're gonna do when the price don't move, right? Like we said, wake me up when September ends. The stock market is the same way too, because historically, September is the worst month, and then you got like a April, a December are like flat months. July go crazy, June, some of the summer months, and then August starts to tone down. We just saw what happened, like you said, Nvidia. They had their earnings, they did well, everything went according to plan, except the guidance of like how much more money they're possibly going to be making wasn't as bullish as the last of them was. I heard a great example that was like, it's like LeBron James when he scores 30 points, averaging whatever, wins a ring. But if he drops down to 26 points and 8 rebounds, we like, oh, trash. It's because the expectations are high, and that's where Nvidia is at right now. We want your mic's muted.
I was going to say it's almost like the evaluations that these companies are holding. It's like they have to continue pumping out just insane numbers to keep the inflated values that they're sitting at going wild. So that's the reason why, and even in the crypto space, that's the reason why it's like Algorand. I don't think it is right now, but it was recently $1 billion market cap, and you even
Yep.
have dumber things like Shiba Inu that's still sitting in multiple billions, possibly. I think it might be single digit billions, but it's like
Yeah,
these
Shiba Inu for
valuation
no
yeah
reason.
these valuations that these blockchains, meme coins, companies have are so crazy high that it's like, how can any investor look at them and say, oh, there's room to grow? And I would
Mhm.
say the reason why they can say that is because they know what the government's going to do with the Fed and everything. They're going to print more money, they're going to devalue the dollar, and that's why a lot of people are going to be in these speculative assets when things like that happen. But
Yes.
nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting next 6 months, to say the least. It always is.
Yeah. So talking about builders, right? Let me pull this one up now. Where we at? Oh, add to the stage. So I was just watching this earlier before our show, and this is the DREC Alliance. So you got representatives from Algorand Foundation. That's John Woods right there. Lemon Bird, I think that's his name. Lemon from
Lehman Bird, yeah.
Lehman Bird. Yeah, excuse me, Lemon. I was watching 30 Rocks, a Lemon. If you ever seen that show? But Lehman Bird, and then so anyways, you got Charles Hoskinson was on there. So you got Cardano, Algorand, and Hedera, and they're all talking about DREC, which is like them going through and saving passwords and all kind of techie stuff right there. I'm not 100% tapped in, but that's what I remember from the last big announcements. And again, we just said Coinbase, they're not on here, which makes sense because they do their own thing, but they're also doing the no password wallets where you got your keychain thing that's on your Mac computers and whatnot. So again, building season, they're all here making public appearances, which is good. But my question is, what you think about this? What is this reach like because I feel like even the DREC, as one of them mentioned, it's mostly for the crypto people.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, like I said, I'm not super into the weeds on the tech side of what all this means, but to me, it just, and you've seen even a lot of it in the with the socials, the past couple months with Cardano and Algorand, right? I think it's a lot of these layer one blockchains that are not as big as Ethereum, obviously not as popular as a Solana, trying to join forces, I think, to bridge their communities, bridge their money value, whatever you want to say, to try and contend. I really don't think, I mean, I have no idea what's going to come out of this, but I'm sure there will be, even if it's something that's built on another chain later and improved upon, I think it's good, right? That there's cool, there's collaboration between some of these big name blockchains like Hedera, Algorand, Cardano, and etc. But I mean, nobody outside the crypto space knows what DREC is, and people even in the space,
I barely know what
maybe,
I'm trying.
it's hard to understand. So I don't really see tons of value coming out of it, or at least adding value to chains, but it's cool, right?
Yeah, they're working on some things. And then talking about value, so the big things right now for Algorand, I'll pull two of them up. The first one, we know, is the big announcement of a few weeks ago with the Siwa and the Algo Barat doing the passport trials, right? The trials are happening right now. Okay. Yeah, we'll close this out soon too, because I know we got some things happening in the background. Y'all bear with us here. But the trials are happening right now with this event, and then we go to this next one. Algorand just made a partnership with another state in Nigeria to MOU, essentially, to teach the youth and build more developers over there. So if we're talking about the two largest populated countries in their respective continents, India and Asia, Nigeria and Africa, that's a smart play, I would say, to like, okay, we're gonna plant seeds for this next 5-10 years with our technology in these countries. And they both have, big economies, a lot of population, and very smart tech savvy people. You basically can't call Xfinity or Comcast or any phone people without basically getting sent to overseas at this point. So I can only see the future of that is growing even more. And then one final thing here for the Algorand, I want to give this a shout out. The Exa Academy and Exa Market just dropped an Exa Learning Hub for NFTs. So I'll say the first one on the Algorand. So now people got a place to go to definitely learn about the basics and some advanced stuff coming soon. And then they also did a partnership out in Nigeria with Algorand Nigeria for an event. So if you're getting that group, those communities on blockchain, on NFTs, and coding all at one time, the platforms and the people that are building out there never know what could happen. Because like we said, these populations are booming, and it depends on how much you're tapped in that you will know, but they're getting it in over there in those respective countries. And then here's me right here. I did these videos here working with Exa Market. So a shameless plug for me right
Heck
there.
yeah, get out there and check them out, show some
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different videos that we've created to make the learning experience in NFTs easy for people to get onboarded. Again, more videos, and then if you go straight to the app, straight from here, you learn, watch a few videos, you ready to go, click get started, and then there you go. You in the Algorand NFT game. So we made it real simple, easy. Shout out to Exa Market for sure. All right, anything else for you?
No, that is it. We'll see you guys in a week or a couple weeks, and hopefully, who knows, maybe we'll be starting to kick off this next leg of the bull run.
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Thank y'all for tapping in. Big shout out to our sponsors, NFD, X Market. We got Gore still down there. And then we're going to close out with an X Market ad as well. Peace, y'all, next week.